Amigos, mi familia, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Turnbuckle Tommy Picks. I appreciate you tuning in, checking us out. Hit that like and subscribe if you want to. If not, it's all good. We're here to make money together. I'm filming this the night before Wednesday's games. I'm actually right now watching the Detroit Tigers. They got the Diamondbacks in a chokehold, and they ain't letting go. And if you remember, or if you watched yesterday's picks, we had Tigers run line, so that's looking good right now. Anyway, let's get into tomorrow's games. These lines just came out, so I want to give the picks as soon as I see them and I like them. I like to give them to you guys. I got a few on my bet slip. Haven't pulled the trigger on anything just yet. Waiting to see what the lines do. But there are a couple that I do like the lines, so I probably will go ahead and pull the trigger on those. I'm going off of the projected starting pitchers. Pitchers aren't released yet, but we are looking at the projected starting pitchers, so I think we can kind of rock with those. The first game I'm looking at is actually the Diamondbacks at Detroit. You got Chris Paddock making his debut for Detroit, and anyone who knows Chris Paddock knows that this dude hands out runs like it's Halloween candy. He's horrible. He's trash. Didn't like him with Minnesota. Don't think I'm going to like him with Detroit. I don't see anything changing. I don't think he's a good pitcher. And, righties are hitting 326 off Paddock. He's got a 4.95 ERA. And against the D-backs, actually, the Diamondbacks lineup in general, because of him playing at Minnesota, the Diamondbacks have actually seen him several times. And the Diamondbacks lineup has really good numbers on him. They are batting a team average of 312 with a 708 OPS. In his last 8 starts, so Paddock has a 1.28 whip, 4.95 ERA. In his last 8 starts, he had 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, and that was his most recent and probably the best one he actually. It was not probably. It was the best one he had in a long time. Before that, 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 earned runs and that was against the Rockies. Before that, 3 innings pitched, 11 hits, 6 earned runs against the Cubs. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs against the Rays. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. 4 innings pitched, 8 earned runs. Anyway, you get the drift. The dude gives up runs. Khalil Marte is actually, what is he? He's batting 467. Khalil Marte is batting 467 by himself off Paddock. I just think this is a spot where the Diamondbacks, with everything going on, you got a lot of people kind of counting them out. Now, keep in mind, this team, they had one of the best offenses in MLB in the first half of this season. I mean, they were even in games they were losing, they were consistently putting up 6, 7, 8 runs. Their bullpen was the problem. Their bullpen was just blowing games for them. I just like this spot, especially if they lose tonight, which it's looking that way. They'll want to get that win tomorrow. They'll want to get that win and take this series. Again, a lot of people are counting them out. I think Paddock is the perfect pitcher for these bats to kind of get their confidence, build their confidence back, and take them down. So we are looking at the Diamondbacks money line. That's plus 115 right now. I also like the Diamondbacks team total. I'm not sure what it's going to be set at. I'm assuming since they are plus 115 underdog, and let's see here, the total is. 1 second. They had the total at 9, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be a 4.5. That's what I'm guessing. It's probably going to be something like a 4.5. Actually, I will tell you right now, it is a juiced 3.5. You can get 3.5 over 3.5 at minus 155, or an over 4.5 at plus 110. Personally, I like the over 4.5. I like the plus money. I was actually already counting them. I was projecting the team total to be 4.5 anyway, against a gas can like Paddock. So I like that. On to the second game that's Chicago Cubs at the Brewers. In this one, I like the Brewers. The line's minus 125 right now. I do think that's a fair line. I would like to see some Cubs money come in and maybe get the line in a little better, more favorable plus money spot or close to anyway. But you got Freddie Peralta, who is projecting to pitch for the Brewers, and Freddie Peralta's been amazing, man. He's 12-4 in his starts this year, 2.81 ERA, 1.09 WHIP. Uh, and then you got Shohei Imanaga projected for the Cubs. Now, it's a small sample size, but Shohei Imanaga has against the Brewers, they're batting 316 against him with an 860 OPS. So I mean, they are just smashing him. Vaughn specifically, Vaughn has 3 at bats with 2 hits, so he's batting 667. Again, a short sample size, but they're batting good off of him. Cubs in general rank number 2 against right-handed pitchers right now over the last 30 days. Uh, and then I'm sorry, Cubs rank number 2 against right-handed pitchers, but Cubs on average are batting 166 against Peralta. Uh, and those are horrible numbers. 166, 602 OPS, like, 345 slug. Lefties off Peralta are batting 209. So I mean he's shutting righties down, and lefties are getting to him a little, if you want to call it that, but a 209, 626 OPS, that's not, that's not, in my opinion, I don't think that's doing anything. The Cubs are batting 166. Righties are batting 198 against them with a 613 OPS. Freddie has actually, in his starts, he's 12-4. Freddie Peralta has only given up uh, more than 3 earned runs twice. He's only done it twice. That was May 12th against Cleveland. He gave up 4 earned runs, and then July 19th recently against the Dodgers, he gave up 4 earned runs. Other than that, this man has been solid in all of his starts. I think this is a spot where these Brewers bats look like they're hitting. They're finding some momentum. I think this is a spot where they can get right off Imanaga. I think that fastball Freddie can do his thing and shut this down. I'm sorry, I'm getting caught up in this game. Arizona's trying to do something. They're down 8-2 right now, but they're trying to come back. Bless their hearts. They're trying to come back. So yeah, I like the Brewers money line. Again, I would like to see if we could get some better numbers with it though. I'd like to see if we could get some better numbers with the Brewers money line. So the next thing I'm looking at is the Mets. Mets minus 125 is the money line right now. You got Clay Holmes going against Yu Darvish. This is just purely a fade of Yu Darvish. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's going to get better. I think he's only going to get worse. Uh, yeah, I just I'm not a fan. Righties are batting 353 against Darvish, 901 OPS, so righties are destroying him. Lefties are batting a 265 with a 932 OPS. So when lefties hit them, they're smashing them. They're smashing them. The Mets have actually seen Darvish, this lineup, and they are batting right now. They are batting an average of 248 as a team, 748 OPS. Darvish has a 1.80 WHIP. 1.80, man. When you start getting up in the 1.6s and the one, I mean, to be honest with you, you start getting up in the 1.4s and 1.5s. That's not a good look. You start making your ways towards the 2s. That's you really shouldn't be a major league pitcher, to be honest with you. He's got an ERA of 9.18. I mean, the dude's just not a good pitcher. So it's purely a fade of Darvish. I think, Mets bats are swinging right now. They're cracking, and I think they do get to him. The Rangers and Angels game. That's the next one I'm looking at. Specifically, the Rangers' first 5 I like. It's at minus 125. You're going to have Eovaldi on the mound, and I think this is one of the best pitchers in the league, or has the potential to be. The dude he throws nasty stuff, man. He's just good. I think he's a great pitcher. He's got this dude has an ERA at 1.50, a 0.88 WHIP. What we were just talking about, whips, 140s and 150s aren't even a good look. You keep your whip under 1.30, and we can work with that. This dude's a 0.88 whip. that's just nasty. He's 8-3 in his starts. Check this out. This dude has started 11 games this season. 5 out of his 11 games, he's given up one or more runs. 4 out of those 5 were only 1 run. So out of 11 starts, he's only given up runs in 5 of those. That means he's had 6 starts where 0, goose egg, didn't give up nothing, no earned runs at all. So in 5 out of 11 starts, he's given up 1 or more earned run. 4 of those were only 1 run. 4 of those were only 1 run. And then the other one was 3 earned runs. So, I mean, and that was to Seattle. He gave the 3 earned runs up to Seattle, and it was the second time Seattle saw him, I believe, in a matter of a couple weeks. Or it might have been a few weeks, a month maybe, but it was second. It was Seattle's second time seeing him. And that's, that usually fares well for batters, when they're seeing a pitcher within a 3 to 6 week span. If they're seeing a pitcher a second time, they're usually pretty hip to his routine, his little pitch mix. They're seeing the ball a lot better. So other than that, this dude has been pitching lights out. Soriano is projected to pitch for the Angels, and Soriano hasn't been bad, but at home, this dude, his ERA is 3.79, but his home ERA is 5.37. The dude just doesn't pitch good at home. He doesn't pitch good in LA. Not sure what that's about, but again, Eovaldi is one of my favorite pitchers, and I just think that Rangers shut them out with on the mound. I don't know if I trust the Rangers the full game. You know, it's just one of those things where if I see that advantage in the first 5 as opposed to the full game, I'll go ahead and take it. Leave the bullpens out because you never know what you're going to get from your bullpen sometimes. And I would rather just stick to the first 5. Minus 125, I think, is a good number. I might actually move on that and not even wait for the line because I think, if anything, that line might move towards the Rangers. Yeah, man, that's about it, guys. There's some other things I like. I was looking at the Seattle game. Brian Wu is projected to start for Seattle, and Jeffrey Springs is supposed to start for the Athletics. I do think Seattle has the pitching matchup in that advantage in that area, but Seattle's like minus 150, I believe, is the opening line right now. Let me check for you real quick. Yeah, minus 150. I don't know. I don't like that number. I would prefer for it to be just a little bit lower. The game total is at 9.5 though, and I do like the under in that. To be honest with you, I would lean under 9.5 in that game. I think Springs can pitch okay. Mariners aren't tearing the ball off the leather against lefties. And as a matter of fact, Springs has faced that lineup before. And the Mariners as a team are batting 189 against Springs. So I don't think Springs faced them in May 6th. He played Seattle 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 hits. So I think he can deal again. And I also think Brian Wu can I think he absolutely can keep the Athletics at bay. You've got some dangerous lefties in that lineup on the Athletics, but I still think Brian Wu can take care of it. Again, there's a couple other things I like. I like the Marlins money line possibly tomorrow. We'll see. I want to see who's pitching for the Cardinals. I believe Cal Quantrill should be getting the start for the Fish. And I do think I do think Cal can pitch good. But I want to see what's going on with with Cardinals pitchers. And I like the under 9 in Phillies and White Sox tomorrow, actually. Right now, the line's at 9. The under is minus 102. It's Adrian Hauser projected to start for the White Sox. And Taijuan Walker, however you say his name. It's Walker projected to pitch for Phillies. Uh, Walker's not. It depends on the situation. I don't think he's a gas can, but I don't think he's a an ace by any means. So Chicago's not hitting righties the way they are lefties, but they still are a top 10 lineup against righties in the last 30 days. So that's something to take into consideration. But Adrian Hauser's been lights out. And Phillies actually struggle hitting on the road anyway. I know they're smacking the ball around tonight too, but you know, Jonathan Cannon is not Adrian Hauser. So we'll see. But those are the ones I'm looking at. Orioles money line is a possible look at tomorrow as well. You got Dean Kramer on the mound, and Blue Jays, I believe, are starting. Yeah, Blue Jays are projected to start Barrios. They have Orioles have great numbers against Barrios, specifically Adley Rutschman. Um, Adley Rutschman has good numbers against Barrios. He's 28 at bats, hit him 15 times. So he's got what, a 536. He's got a 536 with 4 home runs. The O's are actually batting a 309 against Barrios. The O's as a team are batting a 309 with a 910 OPS. That means they're tearing the cover off the ball. Toronto's bullpen, it's pretty taxed. We saw that in game 1 today, man. They couldn't, they just were giving up. Man, that was painful to watch. Even if you were rooting for the Orioles, I think it was painful to watch. I think you almost felt bad for the Blue Jays. So we're keeping an eye open on that. So the projected starters that I have right now is Orioles and Blue Jays, Barrios and Kramer. For the Diamondbacks and Detroit game, it should be Ryan Nelson and Chris Paddock. And then the Brewers and Cubs should be Imanaga and Freddie Peralta. Mets and Padres is projected to be Clay Holmes and Yu Darvish. Marlins is Cal Quantrill, and actually they just put it out. It is projected to be Miles Michaelis. That really makes me like the Marlins. I think right now the Marlins are +1. They're +125. Kind of looks like the books might be a little hip to this one. They might not give us the 140, 150 they were giving us these last couple days. I still like it at that number. I think that's going to be. I think Miami can smack Michaelis around, like a stepdaddy. And then Eovaldi for the Rangers against Soriano for the Angels, and then Wu and Springs. So those are the matchups I know. Oh, and then Walker and Adrian Hauser for Phillies and White Sox. So anyway, that's it. Again, one last time, the bets I have in the slip: Diamondbacks money line, possibly Diamondbacks team total, Brewers money line, Mets money line, and we are looking at the under 9 in the White Sox. We're looking at Marlins money line, and we're looking at Orioles money line. All right, I appreciate you guys watching, man. Hit the like and subscribe. We're going to try and get a video in tomorrow, too, for Thursday's game. So you guys enjoy your night. Enjoy some good baseball. Let's get to the window and get some winners, baby.